Congratulations. You live in a society, and since you do, someone somewhere has decided they deserve a cut of everything you own. This has been true for approximately as long as humans have had things worth taking. The first recorded taxes appear in ancient Sumer, around 3000 BC. Temple priests announced that the gods were hungry, and the only way to feed the gods, it turned out, was to hand your grain directly to the priests. Convenient. Ancient Egyptians paid in grain, livestock, and labor. Pharaoh's tax collectors walked around measuring your field with a rope to calculate exactly what you owed. No harvest this year. Didn't matter. You could pay in labor instead. This labor tax is largely how the pyramids got built. Not by slaves, as Hollywood would have you believe. Historians now believe mostly by paid workers. Although paid is generous when the main benefit was, we won't take your other stuff. Rome invented something creative. Instead of collecting taxes themselves, they sold the job to private contractors called publicani. These men paid the government up front for the right to collect taxes from a whole region. Whatever they collected above that, pure profit. Emperor Vespasian taxed the sale of urine. This is real. Urine was collected from public toilets and sold to cloth makers who used it to clean and bleach wool. When his son complained this was undignified, Vespasian held a coin to his nose and said, "Does it smell?" The saying became famous. Pecunia non olet. Money has no smell. The medieval church added its own layer, the tithe. 10% of everything you produced owed to God, or rather to the church, which is functionally the same thing. Grain, wool, cattle, eggs. If it came off your land, God wanted a tenth of it. In 1696, England decided to tax windows. The logic was sound. Rich people have bigger houses with more windows. Tax the windows, effectively tax the wealthy. Brilliant in theory. In practice, people bricked up their windows. Entire building facades went dark. Houses became gloomy caves to avoid the bill. The phrase daylight robbery was coined, because the government was, quite literally, taxing your daylight. Peter the Great of Russia wanted to modernize his country and make everyone look more European. His solutions? Tax beards. Want to keep your beard? You pay. As proof of payment, you received a small copper token stamped with the words, "Beard tax paid." You were required to carry it at all times. France had the gabelle, a salt tax that ran for over 300 years. The king held a monopoly on salt and forced every citizen to buy a government-mandated minimum amount each year, at government prices, whether they needed it or not. Salt. The thing you need to survive. Taxed. The gabelle was so despised that salt smuggling became a national sport. An estimated 40,000 people were arrested for salt crimes in a single year. It was one of the specific grievances listed when the French Revolution began. The king lost his head in part over seasoning. Today you don't hand grain to a priest or show a beard token at a checkpoint. The tax simply disappears from your paycheck before you ever see it. A system called withholding, introduced in 1943. The idea was simple. If you never see the money, you don't miss it. It worked. 5,000 years of civilization, grain, urine, windows, beards, salt, daylight. The specifics change. The principle doesn't. You live here, you pay. At least they stop taxing your face.